Jim Jones. Who is Jim Jones? Like, he's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's not like no one's top 10 list. Maybe not even his family.
Maybe niggas are scared to hustle because niggas are snitching so much. Maybe that's what's going on. I would be scared to hustle too when I know that every other nigga is snitching just so he don't want to do no time because these niggas can't bear to be inside the jail system.
Harlem's self-proclaimed Capo built an entire persona on the creed never fold, never tell. Yet every few months another grainy clip leaks, another insider squeals, and two explosive words ricochet through comment sections. Federal informant. The latest detonation came only last night, when a 30-second recording of Jay-Z surfaced online.
What's up with that Jim Jones, man?
Hip-hop, of course, you know, is a competitive sport. But on the other end of it, it's like certain people shouldn't be able to say your names until they've done something in the genre of music. I've done too much in this music to even have to answer that question. Like,
in the snippet, Huv laughs before dismissing Jim Jones as not even on the bench, and hinting that sealed paperwork, not musical merit, explains the Dipset veteran's longevity.
Jim Jones, who is Jim Jones? Like, he's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's not like no one's top 10 list, maybe not even his family. I was saying last night, it was like the 8th guy on the bench just screaming at Jordan, like, you a bum. Like, you wanna be like the 9th guy on the bench. I'm not even worried about you.
Within hours, hashtag Detective Jones was trending again, and casual listeners wondered whether Jimmy is merely a pawn in someone else's endgame or a grandmaster who has been moving unseen pieces all along.
As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand?
Right.
And we here together.
I think we passed kneeling.
Let me play again. This time, look at the reaction of the lady sat just behind him. The reason why she's worried about how Jay would respond is because she's the CEO of Rock Nation. But in her former life, she was a federal informant.
The new clip's brevity is deceptive. Its implications are massive. Record-keeping sleuths trace the upload to a locked Discord server allegedly frequented by mid-level Rock Nation staffers, suggesting an inside job rather than a random fan find. Within minutes, hip-hop commentary channels dissected every breath. Huv's cadence, the casual shade, the pointed mention that Jones had built an entire resume out of someone else's charges. Fans instantly linked that line to the unresolved 2018 wiretap in which Jones was overheard discussing retaliation against Tekashi 6ix9ine, yet somehow never charged. Theories multiplied. One camp believes Jay's team released the audio strategically, annoyed that Jones had been stoking drama with Nas and needed a reminder of who controls the bigger platform. Another suspects rival blogs in the influencer economy, hungry for anything tying billionaire Carter to the month's hottest controversy. Adding fuel, playlist curators noticed 3 Dipset classics quietly disappearing from streaming service editorial lists the same afternoon. Industry watchers called it coincidence. Conspiracy-minded fans called it pressure tactics. Meanwhile, Rock Nation's PR arm said nothing, a silence many interpreted as confirmation that the powerhouse label wanted the story to simmer without boiling over. Music attorney Kyla Friedman offered a pragmatic angle during a late-night Twitter Spaces. A controlled leak lets you shape narrative, apply behind-the-scenes leverage, and never leave fingerprints. By dawn, conversation had shifted from what Jay-Z said to why it landed right now. Jones had spent the week gloating on podcasts that he could out-trend legacy acts with a single interview. Suddenly, the chatter pivoted to whether he was an asset about to be frozen out. Even veteran DJs noticed programmers swapping a Jim Jones single for a Meek Mill track in drive time slots after advertisers called about brand safety. What looks like a casual brag in a fuzzy audio file may actually be a surgical strike, letting the culture do Rock Nation's dirty work while the corporation stays squeaky. And if a 30-second laugh can nudge playlists, sponsorship dollars, and public perception, imagine what a full deposition transcript could do. But Jay's chuckle was only the spark. Jones himself poured the gasoline. Late June found Jim Jones on a media blitz, hopping from TikTok lives to in-studio interviews where he casually declared that Nas hadn't been this viral since the Jay-Z feud 2 decades ago, and that was because of Jay. Younger fans cheered. Older heads flooded timelines with side-by-side discographies, calling the remark sacrilege. What began as a single pull quote on a New Jersey micro-podcast snowballed when Hot 97 clipped it for socials, racking up 1 million views overnight. Jones doubled down on Angie Martinez's show, claiming, "I'm the algorithm now," insinuating that his real-time engagement metrics dwarfed legacy respect. Angie's raised eyebrow said everything, but she let the statement hang. Silence often amplifies controversy. The backlash was swift. Vets like DJ Premier and Havoc emphasized Nas's Pulitzer-nominated work and Grammy win for King's Disease. Jones responded by posting Spotify screenshots highlighting his own monthly listeners, arguing that the market doesn't lie. Analysts pointed out that playlist placement, often brokered by labels, skews such comparisons, but the nuance drowned in memes. One particularly viral clip mashed Jones's boast with 90s Nas classics, ending with the caption, "Algorithms expire, classics don't." Google Trends revealed a 600% spike in searches for both artists. Marketing consultants noted the messy synergy. Nas's catalog streams rose 18%, while Jim's solo tracks jumped 24%. Whether intentional or accidental, Jones manufactured a win-win burst of attention, yet it carried a hidden cost. Veteran host Miss Info warned in her newsletter, "Poking icons invites deeper digging." By the time Jones wrapped his press run, think pieces revisited every unresolved controversy in his career, from the true-life chain snatch to the Tekashi wiretap. The narrative flipped. Instead of celebrating streaming stats, comment sections asked why a man claiming algorithmic dominance can't squelch informant rumors. Jones tried a final flex, posting a selfie outside Roc Nation with still family. Critics saw a plea for validation. Fans saw confidence. Either way, the firestorm he lit around Nas expanded to engulf himself. And controversy loves receipts, especially those preserved by federal clerks. Rewind to November 2018. Federal agents monitoring the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods captured a call between Jim Jones and reputed shot caller Jamal Jones, aka Mel Murda. The voices plotted how to handle Tekashi 6ix9ine, who had just disavowed the gang on Instagram. Jim matter-of-factly stated that Tekashi has got to get violated, super violated. Less than a year later, prosecutors played that audio in court while Tekashi, by then hip-hop's most infamous cooperator, explained gang hierarchy to a jury. Every major voice on those tapes was indicted, except Jim. Shotty took 15 years. Mel Murda received a decade. Tekashi secured early release by transforming into a federal witness. Jones, meanwhile, attended Knicks games and filmed vlogs in Midtown, seemingly unbothered. Legal analysts floated explanations. Perhaps prosecutors lacked corroborating evidence. Perhaps informant deals existed under seal. Perhaps, as Jones insisted on the Breakfast Club, he was simply blessed. Yet court watchers pointed to the Southern District's ironclad record. They rarely miss a target they want. YouTubers have since scrutinized the full wiretap frame by frame. Linguistics nerds analyzed dialect shifts. Body language experts dissected Jones's interviews. Nothing definitively proved cooperation, but patterns emerged. Every time new paperwork in the 9 Trey case surfaced, Jones's name appeared redacted. Some saw evidence of a protective arrangement, others coincidence. A subplot involves Jorge Rivera, Tekashi's driver turned informant. Rivera claimed the feds fitted his SU with cameras, hinting at more unseen footage. Rivera's testimony never surfaced publicly because defendants took plea deals, meaning a mountain of discovery remains locked away. If Jones provided information, it may live in that sealed trove. The internet abhors uncertainty. Forums swapped scans of indictments, hunting for blank spaces matching Jones's rap sheet. A Reddit sleuth even built a spreadsheet cross-indexing unnamed individuals against birthdays. Result: no smoking gun, but plenty of ammo for anyone wanting to label Jim a snitch. Each time debate cooled, Tekashi resurfaced online, gleefully reminding viewers that Jimmy been talking. Why did prosecutors let a high-profile voice walk? Some whisper Jones's intel opened bigger doors. Others posit simple luck. Either way, federal silence speaks louder than any YouTube theory, which is why, years later, a single Instagram caption still resurrects that November phone call. If the court left blanks, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson colored them in. 6 months after the Tekashi trial, 50 posted a photo of Jones seated beside Jay-Z, Diddy, and Fat Joe at a Roc Nation brunch with the caption, "Oh, individual one calling the shots." Please don't say gangster shit to me. 500,000 likes arrived in 48 hours, introducing Individual 1 to meme culture. West Coast manager Whack 100 then transformed rumor into crusade. On Clubhouse, he spent marathon sessions dissecting Jones's alleged cooperation, even planning paperwork parties where users read transcripts aloud. When Jones stayed silent, Whack framed it as proof of guilt. A real street dude subpoenas the paperwork and shuts me up. Jones fired back on Instagram stories, calling Whack a blogger who can't come to Harlem, but avoided live debate, a choice critics read as evasive. Insiders viewed the drama as mutually beneficial clout farming. Clubhouse rooms with Jim Jones paperwork in the title ranked in the app's top 10. YouTube channels chopped the audio for ad revenue. Even Jones's defenders conceded each new argument boosted streaming numbers and detractors' subscriber counts. Charlemagne the God-quipped Whack had turned snitch allegations into a business model. An unexpected result. The word informant lost sting among Gen Z listeners raised on true crime podcasts. TikTok edits set Jones's alleged wiretap over drill beats, racking millions of loops. What once ruined careers now fuels engagement. Till, older gatekeepers remained unmoved. At the Revolt Summit, Styles P warned, "If you dodge a RICO when everybody else doesn't, the streets will forever question it." The remark drew ovations from veterans and a collective shrug from influencers live tweeting. By weaponizing irony, 50 Cent and Whack 100 ensured Individual 1 will shadow Jim forever. Time his name trends, casual users Google, "Why is Jim Jones a snitch?" feeding the SEO loop that keeps the rumor alive. Some masterclass in modern branding. Controversy as perpetual motion machine. But branding alone can't explain why a billionaire's company keeps a supposed liability on payroll. And that contradiction leads straight to Roc Nation's corner office. Step inside Roc Nation's headquarters and the first name whispered with reverence isn't Jay-Z but Desiree Perez, the CEO who oversees everything from sports management to Super Bowl halftime deals. Her resume sparkles until you hit 1994. That year, Perez was arrested in Miami with 35 kilos of cocaine. Facing serious time, she wore a wire for the DEA, helping dismantle a trafficking. For decades, that history lurked in footnotes, until January 20, 2021, when outgoing President Donald Trump issued a full pardon. The White House statement praised her for turning her life around and advocating tirelessly for criminal justice reform. News outlets focused on Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, but industry insiders understood the headline. Hip-hop's most powerful woman no longer had a felony record. Jay-Z applauded the pardon, lauding Perez's relentless dedication. Skeptics noted the optics. The same executive team selling Stop Snitching merch employ a confirmed informant. This contradiction fuels the Jim Jones saga. How can Roc Nation scold snitching while empowering someone whose cooperation is on public record? Pragmatic answer is leverage. Legal consultant Aaron Sands explains, "When you sit on billions, loyalty is transactional. Conformance with business acumen become assets, not liabilities." Perez's federal connections reportedly smoothed the path for Roc Nation's Reform Alliance. Proof that, in corporate boardrooms, out comes Trump origins. Rumor mill aside, data shows Perez's tenure correlates with financial boom. Roc Nation's valuation doubled between 2018 and 2024. Sponsorships once elusive, NFL halftime, Tiffany collaborations now flow routinely. That success buys Jay-Z freedom to sign or sideline whoever he pleases. Snitch rumors be damned. But it also paints a target. Critics argue Roc Nation selectively weaponizes morality, condemning 6ix9ine while sheltering their own. Nicki Minaj reignited debate recently, tweeting Perez ruined hip-hop by making federal cooperation a viable career path. Minaj's fanbase flooded timelines with the 1994 affidavit, forcing outlets to republish Perez's mugshot. Roc Nation countered by highlighting Reform Alliance victories, expunged records, probation reform, redirecting focus from past misdeeds to present progress. In this context, Jim Jones's rumored cooperation feels less an aberration and more a potential asset, so long as the intel he provides benefits the house that HOV built. Perez's pardon proves anything. It's that in hip-hop's billionaire tier, the line between liability and leverage is drawn not by ethics but by utility. And utility, as we'll see, is exactly what Jay-Z extracted when he brought a decade-long rival under contract. Rewind to the early 2000s. Dipset's rise under Dame Dash coincided with Jay-Z's feud with Nas, setting the stage for ego clashes. When Jay recorded a remix of Dipset's Oh Boy to diss Nas, Cameron vetoed the verse, viewing it as exploitation. That studio decision birthed years of subliminal disses. By 2006, Jim had his breakout hit We Fly High, prompting Jay to drop Brooklyn High, a slick rebuttal doubling as a warning, "You're fly till someone higher lands." Real friction followed. In 2008, security cameras caught Jones roughing up Jay's longtime A&R Lenny Santiago inside a Louis Vuitton store. Jim pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault, paying fines but bolstering his street's favorite persona. Jay refused comment, yet insiders recall Lenny's presence at rock events as quiet assertion, "We don't need revenge, we write resumes." Fast forward to February 2017. Through nearly 15 years of animosity, paparazzi showed Jones and Roc Nation signing paperwork beside Jay's nephew, sipping Ace of Spades. The deal was management, not a label contract. A subtle but crucial distinction placed Jones under Roc oversight without granting him direct access to strategy rooms. Cynics saw a chess move: keep the agitator close enough to monitor, far enough to marginalize. Indeed, Jones's releases, while respectable, never received the blockbuster push Roc gave Meek Mill or J. Cole. At rock brunches, Jones is photographed in the periphery, visible yet never beside heavy hitters. One viral image shows him chatting with financiers while Jay stands across the lawn speaking to Jeff Bezos. Body language analysts highlighted asymmetry. Jay's back remains turned toward Jones in nearly every frame. Coincidence or silent boundary, the optics reinforce hierarchy. Jones adopted the role of grateful soldier, praising HOV in interviews and celebrating brunch invites he once mocked. Yet beneath the champagne toasts lies reality. Being on Roc Nation restricts narratives. Former journalist-turned-manager Rob Markman notes, "You won't see a full exposé on Jones's wiretap while Roc handles his PR. They control a chunk of the ecosystem." Seen through this lens, Jay's 2025 leaked audio reads less like betrayal and more like a reminder. You're here on probationary terms. And probation, as Jones's own lyrics remind us, can be revoked. His recent uptick in bravado looks less like freedom and more like someone rattling the cage to see if the lock still works. Leaked clips, presidential pardons, 8-figure boxing challenges, late-night confrontations. Each headline feels isolated until you recognize the gravitational force tying them together. Control. In 2025's hip-hop economy, authenticity and accusation are commodities to be bartered, not verdicts to be feared. Jay-Z protects The Rock by mastering the quiet leak. Jim Jones shields his brand by weaponizing spectacle. Both strategies hinge on the same truth. Attention is transferable wealth, and in an era when public memory resets every scroll, the only real sins are losing momentum or ceding leverage. Whether Jones is a hidden witness, a misunderstood hustler, or the slickest self-marketer alive remains unproven. What is proven is the algorithmic truth. Every rumor, every clip, every shadowy transcript sustains brands larger than any single artist. Culture's most repeated question, snitch or not, may never get a satisfying answer because mystery itself has become the product. So next time a fuzzy recording lights up your feed or a sudden fistfight breaks out on a live stream, pause before judging. Ask instead, who benefits from your curiosity? Who controls the footage? Who owns the search terms? In a world where sealed files double as bargaining chips and brunch photos double as background checks, the loudest gangsta might indeed be the quietest witness. So who's gonna be the next person in the limelight? Please like and subscribe for more of the latest celebrity news and updates. I'll see you all in the next one.